Well, how far would you go to date the person of your dreams? Well, they'll go beyond far in the new sci-fi rom-com, Moonshot.
We had a plan, and then he got his Martian dream job. So I enrolled in the Mars program.
You ever worry that the wrong person is headed to the wrong planet?
Goodbye forever, Walt.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello?
Hey.
What are you doing here? Who sneaks on
Ready
a
for
spaceship?
takeoff because we are joined by one of the cast members from that movie who is a talented actress, writer, producer, and who likes to bring the laughs every now and then. Please let's give an out-of-this-world welcome to Miss Sunita Deshpande! Good morning, Sunita.
Good morning. I'm so happy to be here.
No, I'm seriously happier than you are. I don't know if you can tell, but I am.
We'll have a happy off.
And we have a happy off later on. But first of all, this is a happy movie. They're calling it a sci-fi romantic comedy. So explain what it's all about, because it looks like people are going out of this world for the sake of love.
Yes, Moonshot is about a woman who decides to pursue true love and follow her boyfriend to Mars and the journey that occurs between.
All right, so I saw the movie yesterday because I know people. Well, I don't know people. I lied, and I said that I know people. So they sent me the movie, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. You play Celeste, correct?
Yes.
And
yes, I played a character, Celeste. Yep.
Which we're not going to give away a lot of things, so that way we don't spoil it for people. But since this is a movie, the theme is about going beyond for the sake of love. How far would you go,
right.
or how far have you gone for the sake of love, Sunita?
Well, look, I was in an 8-year relationship, long distance, so that was love for sure. Yeah.
But he wasn't on Mars, though.
He wasn't on Mars.
Okay.
No, he was in Florida. So that's just enough about that.
All right. Okay, so later
your
on
punchline.
today, I'm going to be interviewing your co-star, Michelle Buteau, who is amazing. I know you have
she's
scenes.
lovely.
I know you
So
guys have
lovely.
scenes, but I know as soon as she walks in, you burst out laughing. But we also have
She's
like
lovely.
quite the great cast that you're working with on this movie.
Yes. We have Lucas Gage, we have Cole Sprouse, we have Lana Condor, we have Emily Rudd, we have Zach Braff. I mean, we have Cameron Esposito, we have Michelle Buteau. I honestly, when I sent in my audition tapes, which was just basically all improv tapes, to casting, I really lucked out by being able to get a part in this film. It is really a star-studded cast for sure. And it's so funny. We got to do so much improv on set. And I really hope that HBO Max releases all the improv bits that didn't make it into the movie, because we were just howling laughing after all the takes. They were just so much fun to work with. Everyone across the board, Lana Condor and Cole Sprouse. I mean, I have to be honest, sometimes you never know with these Disney kids how they're going to turn out. I'm kidding. They turned out to be really great kids. I mean, they're so lovely, and they just did such a great job. They're such good actors. They have so much range, and I really think it's going to be a very solid film.
Yeah, it is, because I've seen it, because I know people. And like I said before, they said, I know you don't think I'm a big deal, but sometimes I lie that I am, and it works.
You need to make that into a GIF. I know people.
Right? I know people. I pretend to know people. All right, so it's interesting that you mentioned improv, because like Michelle, you also do stand-up, and improv is your thing. So how would you say?
Improv is.
So which one came first? Did you do the stand-up and do the improv, or did the improv come first?
No, as any Indian parent would tell me, anybody understandably so would say never, never, never be an actor. That's what I've always wanted to be. But my parents understandably so told me not to become one. So I went into advertising, wrote a lot of commercials, and have a background in that. And that was great. But I always kept improv on this side. It was kind of like what my dad would call a side hobby, and I just always loved it. And when I got to New York, I went to a place called UCB, and then I went to another place called Magnet Theater and studied improv there for many, many years. And Michelle was so great, because we would hang out at the bar after our shoots, and she was like, you really should think about going into stand-up, which is something I never even considered until this year. So the 2 shows that are up online are the first 2 stand-up shows I've ever done in my life.
Oh my God.
But yeah, improv has been in all my training.
No, I've seen your stand-up, and you were super funny, as we can tell with your little quips, because you know how people have the dry humor, you slip it in there and you're not expecting it, and then you're super good. And you have to be a pretty special person to have been like in advertising, then doing improv, then have a movie coming out on HBO Max, and also be on in a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
It's been a lot of luck. I just say it's because I'm a Gemini. But I try to do a lot of stuff as much as I can. I think especially as a woman of color and as an actress of color, I think the smartest thing you can really do for yourself is really just write for yourself and tell your own stories, because if somebody hasn't gone through what you've gone through, they really are probably not going to be able to write it as well. I mean, I wrote a movie called Sorry for Pallavi that got into an Oscars qualifying festival a while ago, and we won. And yeah, it's been really great. I mean, I just think it's really important for people to tell their own stories. Daredevil, I actually went in for a role which is known as a day player. And for those who don't know, that just means a one-day role. But I was lucky enough to get called back to put an audition in for something much higher, which was a recurring that turned into the 8 episodes that I got to be on the show. So for me, it's really just exploring as much of a range as I can as an actor. And again, really, honestly, if anyone here is listening who's an actor, definitely write your own stuff. If you're different in any way, shape, or form, it's the smartest thing to do is to write your own stories.
Well, because you have written your own film and you also star in it. So now that you're so busy doing all these other things, can you promise us that you have another movie for us? And we don't have to fly Alaska. We don't have to fly Alaska Air to be introduced to it. We want to see it everywhere.
That's right. I love how you threw that in there. That was very smart. Yes, we are playing currently on Alaska Airlines, Sorry for Pallavi, which also was an off Broadway. It was in a play festival called the Samuel French Play Festival. And it stars me, and it's kind of like Black Swan meets The Parent Trap. And it essentially is me fighting my Indian stereotypes that I always get kind of sent in for as roles. So I was like, you want an accent girl? I'll do accent girl. But you want a sassy girl too? I'm going to do sassy American girl too as well. And we kind of fight, the two cultures fight. And it's up online, it's on YouTube. But yeah, I mean, I have been writing for myself a ton, and hey, from your lips to God's ears, I would love to be in more movies.
Oh, well, yeah, God listens to me, because even if he doesn't, I'm super loud. I wake him up even if he sleeps ever. But Sunita,
well, you know people, right?
I know people. I know God. I know Jesus is my homeboy. Yeah. I know everyone. I know Sunita too. We now know you, so we're good. We're good. Such a pleasure to meet you. And everyone at home, Moonshot premieres this Thursday on HBO Max.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Nice to meet you.
And it's Moonshot, by the way.